What would you think if I told you that space has sound? For decades, millions of people have listened to strange recordings shared by NASA. Mysterious whistles. Disturbing hums. Sounds that seem to come from a science fiction movie. Some remember ghostly songs. Others seem like distant screams. And some are so strange that they have fueled theories about extraterrestrial civilizations. But here a fascinating question arises. If there is no air in space, how can there be sounds? What exactly did NASA record? Are they really sounds? Or are we hearing something completely different? Today we will explore one of the most fascinating mysteries of space exploration. The strange sounds of the cosmos. Get ready to discover that the universe is much stranger than you imagined. Before talking about the recordings, we must clarify something important. In movies, space explosions make noise. The ships roar. The meteorites whistle. But in reality, the space is almost completely silent. Because sound needs a medium to propagate. On Earth, that medium is usually air. When we speak, our vocal cords generate vibrations. These vibrations travel through the air to our ears. Airless, there is no way for sound to travel. And space is mainly made up of vacuum. Therefore, an astronaut floating outside a ship would not hear a nearby explosion. I would see the flash, but I wouldn't hear anything. So, what are those famous space sounds? Over the years, NASA has released numerous audio files from space missions. When you listen to them, they seem like real sounds. Some remember electronic whistles. Others sound like cosmic whale songs. There are recordings that seem to come from an alien world. And some are so disturbing that many people describe them as voices from the universe. When these recordings began to circulate on the internet, countless theories emerged. Some claimed they were extraterrestrial messages. Others claimed that they came from unknown dimensions. But the scientific explanation is even more fascinating. The key is to understand that NASA does not record sounds in the traditional way. What many space probes capture are electromagnetic waves. These waves are everywhere. They come from the sun, of the planets, of magnetic fields, of cosmic storms. Our ears cannot hear them directly. But scientific instruments can detect them. Scientists then convert those signals into frequencies audible to humans. This process is known as sonification. In other words, we are not hearing sound traveling through space. We are hearing a translation of invisible physical phenomena. One of the most famous sounds recorded by NASA comes from Jupiter. The largest planet in the solar system has a gigantic magnetic field. So huge that it could contain thousands of planets like Earth. Charged particles trapped in this field produce surprising electromagnetic signals. When these signals are converted to audio, the result is disturbing. When you listen to them, they sound like extraterrestrial songs. Mechanical whistles. Cosmic lamentations. The Juno mission recorded many of these emissions while orbiting the planet. Scientists discovered that Jupiter is one of the loudest objects in the solar system in terms of radio emissions. If Jupiter's sounds seem strange, those of Saturn are even more mysterious. The Cassini-Huygens probe detected emissions from the planet's polar regions. When converting them to audio, the scientists heard something unexpected. A kind of rhythmic hum. A repetitive melody. Almost like an electronic song coming from deep space. These emissions are related to energetic particles interacting with Saturn's magnetic field. But for those who hear them for the first time, they look like something out of a science fiction movie. Our own sun also sings. Although not in the way we imagine. The solar surface is in constant motion. Gigantic waves run through its interior. Magnetic storms break out continuously. Scientists use specialized instruments to study these vibrations. And when they convert that data into sound, surprising patterns emerge. It's like listening to the heartbeat of a star. A star that has been shining for more than 4 billion years. And it will continue to do so for billions more. In 2022, NASA released a recording that went viral around the world. It was the sound of a black hole. Millions of people were shocked. The recording sounded like a deep and terrifying lament, as if a gigantic creature was hidden in the darkness of the universe. In reality, the audio came from data obtained in the Perseus Cluster galaxy cluster. Scientists detected pressure waves generated by a supermassive black hole. Later, they transformed these signals into audible frequencies. The result was one of the most famous space recordings in history. Here a surprise appears. Although space is mostly empty, it is not completely empty. There are regions filled with gas and plasma. In these areas, waves can propagate. However, the frequencies are often too low for the human ear. Some vibrations may take years to complete a single cycle. If we could listen to them directly, they would be practically imperceptible. That is why scientists must accelerate them or modify their scale so that we can perceive them. Throughout history, various space signals have generated speculation. The most famous is probably the WOW signal. Detected in 1977, it appeared to come from deep space. It was so unusual that one astronomer wrote the word WOW next to the data. For decades, many people believed it could be an extraterrestrial message. To this day, its exact origin remains a matter of debate. Although most scientists believe that there are natural explanations. Imagine for a moment that our ears could capture all the frequencies of the cosmos. The universe would not be silent. We would hear stars vibrating, planets generating magnetic emissions, particles colliding at incredible speeds, solar storms roaring, magnetic fields singing, black holes altering the fabric of space. It would be a gigantic symphony. A cosmic orchestra that has been playing since the birth of the universe. There is something even more impressive. Scientists have managed to reconstruct vibrations related to the early universe. Shortly after the Big Bang, the cosmos was much denser than today. In that environment, waves similar to sound could propagate. By studying cosmic background radiation, researchers have recreated what those vibrations would have been like. In a certain sense, we have managed to hear echoes of the first moments of existence. Perhaps the real mystery isn't what sounds NASA recorded. Perhaps the real mystery is how much we still have to discover. Every year new signs appear. New phenomena. New data. The universe continues to surprise us. And every time we turn those invisible signals into sound, we get a small window into something immense. Something that exists far beyond our planet. Something so vast that we are barely beginning to understand it. The famous sounds from space are not extraterrestrial voices. They are not secret messages. They are not cosmic ghosts. They are the translation of real phenomena that occur throughout the universe. Magnetic fields. Energetic particles. Stars. Planets. Black holes. And although the scientific explanation is extraordinary, that doesn't make them any less impressive. Because behind each of those sounds there is a story that reminds us of something incredible. The universe never stops surprising us. Which of these space sounds seems most mysterious to you? The one from Jupiter? The one from Saturn? Or the haunting song of the black hole? Leave it in the comments. And if you are passionate about the mysteries of the cosmos, astronomy, and the secrets of the universe, subscribe and join us on our next journey beyond the stars.